What's up, y'all, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Portia Carter. Thank y'all for joining me. Man, I have a lot of new subscribers. Welcome, and thank y'all so much for subscribing. I promise you, you're gonna love it here. Prayerfully, as the year go on, you're going to love it here. Thank y'all so much for subscribing because y'all ain't have to, but y'all did. So since I have a lot of new people, I thought that I would use today to just talk a little bit about myself, tell y'all who I am, where I'm from, where I've been, what I'm doing now, because it is good for y'all to know that. And then a little bit of what y'all can expect on this channel. So for those of you who don't know who I am, hey y'all, nice to meet you. My name is Portia Carter, and I consider myself a purpose-driven creative. And I title it that because, man, it's like I can't be put into a box. God has blessed me with so many gifts and talents. I'm a talk show host, actress, dancer, writer, producer. I do so many things, and every season of my life is different. And so I use whatever creative ability or artistry that God has given me for whatever particular purpose I need to in that season. And so that's where you get the purpose driven creative. But outside of what I do, I am a child of God, okay? A child of God, born and raised on the east side of Detroit. Yes, I'm from the D, and yes, I'm from the east side, okay? And I graduated high school from the Detroit School of Arts, and I majored in dance. I have been dancing all of my life, literally since birth, basically. I started in church when I was about 5 years old, and then went on to dance in like different groups in every single school that I have went to. And it has been a journey. And now here I am, even in my adulthood, still dancing in ministry, dancing for the Lord. God is good, all right? And then I attended Tennessee State University for college. Let me tell y'all why I went there. So at the age of 15, I decided that I wanted to be one of the world's greatest talk show hosts, okay? And it was because I used to come home every single day and watch the Tyra Banks show after school. I know Tyra Banks was my inspiration, y'all. And she used to be like rolling on the floor, like out of her chair, laughing at her guests. There was no topic that was off limits on her show. And she stuck to her first love, which was modeling, beauty, all things fashion. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have a talk show. I'm gonna stick to all the things that I love, the arts, dance, everything. And it's gonna be amazing. And so I never let up on that dream to this day. It's been almost 15 years now. And to this day, that is still my biggest dream. And so I decided that I was going to go to LA and live the big city life and all of that stuff. And I applied to USC and they did not accept me. Okay. And so I'm like, dang, I think I applied to UCLA too and they didn't accept me because I'm like, those are like some of the best schools in California. I might as well go there and learn this gift or whatever. Didn't work out, all right? And so I decided to apply to some HBCUs, and Tennessee State was one of the top 3 that I applied to, and they were the first to accept me. So let me tell you, Oprah went there, all right? So I attended Tennessee State University because Oprah went there. I got into radio there. At one point, I was the operations manager of the radio station. I got into news there because she did. And at one point, I was like one of the head news anchors and reporters for our news station on campus. And then during my senior year, I interned for News Channel 5 in Nashville, Tennessee, which was the news station where Oprah worked at to get her start, where she anchored and reported and everything. And so I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it like the best to ever do it. And so that was my journey of going to Tennessee State University. Also, while I was there, I did some amazing, amazing things. I got into a host of organizations. I became Miss Junior on the Royal Court at one point. And I graduated in 3 years instead of 4. Okay. Graduated early. And I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communications with an emphasis in media, leadership, and performance, which was a track they created for me when I got there because I was telling everybody what I wanted to do. Okay. They like, oh no, she a performer. They didn't have that track at first, but they created it. And so I joined it my sophomore year moving forward. And to God be the glory. After graduating college, I moved to Los Angeles, California. And when I tell y'all, I was so happy to go. I'm like, this is my dream city. This is a city where I believe all my dreams will come true. And y'all, excuse me, because I am recording while the sun is setting. And so if it get a little dark in my background, don't worry about that. Back to what I was saying. So when I first graduated, I went to Atlanta for about a month because I was going to try to work it out there first and work my way up to going to LA. I don't know why people was telling me to do that and why that was even a work your way up kind of thing. A city is a city, and if you can maneuver in a city, you can maneuver in a city. All right. I got in my car and I drove from Atlanta to LA. Okay. And that is where my life changed. Like LA is such a big part of my journey. It is such a big part of my life. I grew so much there, man. LA is actually where I found God for real. Now, I told y'all I grew up in church and I lived a very lukewarm life all the way up until I got to LA. And I was baptized there. I had, because this was a leap of faith, I knew that this could only be done by the grace of God. Nothing in my life would be able to move forward without me trusting in the person that I had faith in to make these dreams come true, because I know He placed them inside of me. And so throughout that time, man, that is where I started, leading Bible studies, where I started doing live prayers, where I started just actually allowing myself to be groomed in God. And it was a roller coaster. I'm not going to say like my deliverance from lukewarm was full set on. Like I was baptized in April of 2016. And then it was like I was on fire doing the things of God. That's what I'm going to do. And then it was like a little roller coaster around 2018, 2019. But then by 2020, He shut all of that back down. Delivered me once and for all from being completely lukewarm. And now I'm sold out completely. Okay. So throughout my time in LA, I did a lot of amazing things. I was on a lot of different shows, talk shows. I got into background acting. I acted in web series, short films, and then I started my own productions. One of my own productions that I started was Kingdom Talk, which is a talk show about young people who are bold in their faith and talk about God. And it was such an amazing show. I can't wait to bring that back one day. For the majority of my years in LA, I had a day job at the Television Academy, which is the office of the Emmys. An amazing, amazing job. I was able to go to so many Emmy Award shows. I had so much fun there, and I love that job so much. But God told me to move to New York literally last year in 2021 at the end of the year, and I did October 1st, which is coming up on a year. Wow. Sorry about that sidebar. But yeah, and I believe like I probably would not have left that job if I didn't move. So that was one of the reasons I had to move, okay? Oh my gosh. Y'all have literally watched the sun go down with me, and it's still going down. I want to show y'all. Let me show y'all what it looked like. It's beautiful. Y'all, this is what it looked like while I'm talking to y'all. The sun was setting, like, gorgeous. All right, back to my LA journey. So as it pertains to my hosting career while I was there, I freelance hosted for a lot of different online networks. And it was an amazing experience. I was able to exercise the gift that God has given me, and I was on the right path to doing everything. I actually hosted for the radio at one point for a season. Shout out to my friend Amen, who was the plug on that opportunity. We hosted a millennial show for 102.3 KJLH, okay, on Dr. J's The Counselor Show. And it was a beautiful experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed being on the radio. So in 2020, during the pandemic, all of my hosting endeavors were pretty shut down. And I was just like, okay, God, what do I do now? And during that time, I became an author, okay? So I wrote the book, All Things Work Together, which is a book based off of the scripture, Romans 8:28, that says, and we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. And what I did was just took every unfortunate circumstance or maybe traumatic or somehow seemingly bad situation in my life, and I explained how God worked those out for the good of my purpose. For the good of the purpose that He has called me to. And shameless plug, you can get that everywhere books are sold online. You can also get it at www.portiacarter.com. Okay, it's an amazing book, I promise. Throughout that time was also where the Lord delivered me completely from, just this teeter-totter, straddling the fence kind of lifestyle I was living, the lukewarm. And so as being completely sold out, I have made it my business to share the gospel. So that brings me to what you can expect on this channel. Last year, God told me to move to New York. And so I've been here since October 2021. It is approaching a year now. And throughout this time here, it has been a very long consecration. Okay. But LA is home for me. So I plan to go back eventually. You know what I'm saying? But the transition of that is something that I plan on discussing. Transition seasons are very interesting. Okay. And it ain't all peaches and cream, and it's a lot of processes. But we thank God because by His grace, I am pushing through. All right. I know that He brought me here, if not for anything more, but spiritual growth. And while my spirit is growing, God has just been leading me to just share different things and just to project what He has given me. And He has given me the fullness of joy. And so on this channel, you can expect joy. You can expect content that inspires, that encourages, that lifts you up. You can also expect, tutorials because your girl is, I don't know if y'all know this, but I've been wearing my natural hair since 2020 as well. And it was something that I never did before. So if I throw a tutorial here and there, okay, y'all gonna get that too. So if you didn't notice, in my banner, it says prayer warrior, media personality, and content creator. And that it says those things for a reason that literally embodies the purpose driven creative that I am. And those are some things that you can expect here too: live prayers, Bible studies, pop up talks, things I'm learning. Also, content created by yours truly, by Portia Carter Enterprises LLC. That is my company. And I plan to bring the Portia Carter Show back. I don't know if y'all noticed, but if you go all the way down in the very depths of my channel, I had my own situations going on in college, and I started the Portia Carter Show in college. And that is something that y'all can look forward to coming soon, okay? Because your girl is coming back, okay? But man, outside of that, just know that when you come here to watch this channel, it's going to edify you, it's going to uplift you, it's going to empower you, I'm going to enlighten you, and whatever God gives me to share with you, you will know. You won't be bored, you're going to love it. Also, if there's anything that you want me to talk about, any topic you want me to touch on, please don't hesitate to drop that in the comments. Also, if you want to tell me a little bit about yourself, since we get to know each other out here, go ahead and let me know in the comments so that I could know who you are too. I would love to get to know my subscribers and build a community here. That is my goal moving forward. So before I let you go, I gotta tell you, we going up, y'all. We going up is my proclamation of elevation. It's something that you're going to hear me say all the time because you will never get to any moment in your life where you're so down that there's not elevation coming to you, or that you're not going to another level, and that you're not going to be able to look past this and see how far you've grown from the bottom to the top. Okay? So always remember that. And even if you don't remember, you're going to hear me say it anyway. All right? But thank y'all so much for watching. Again, nice to meet y'all. Thank y'all so much for subscribing.